people to get feedback about the film.
Right.
This happens all the time in
And you know what?
movies.
I didn't know that happened, because when it came up, it's a very, very, very well known company that came
What?
up on the screen, and I was like, wait a second. Maybe the directors and filmmakers are brand new, but the place that's doing it is not.
Well,
So
I
I
know
was
that
like,
they
okay.
right. I know that they
Mm.
do this, especially when you see that they have an alternate ending.
Mhm.
That's when you know for sure that they
Right.
surveyed, because they're like, oh, people were like, oh, we don't like the ending, or production was like, hey,
Right.
look, or the studio was like, no, we don't like that, and they have private screenings at the studio,
Mhm.
and they have these little small little movie theaters in there. I've been to one, and then they have surveying, which you've been to that one. So explain to us what all goes into that experience. You don't have to tell us the film. I know you signed
Right.
NDAs.
I mean, you
You
just
don't need
post
to
in the
tell us where you
comments.
went, or,
Right.
or what day you went, but we would walk us uh through that experience.
Okay, so you know me, Willie. I'm an early bird. If we're
Yeah,
going to a haunt and it starts at 7, motherfucker, I am there at 4, and I
let's
am
go
in
with bells
line
on.
to
Ding,
get
ding,
in
ding, ding, ding,
first.
ding.
Okay, I don't like to do any of that waiting around bullshit. I don't like to wait for you.
Let's
Nothing.
go. I
Let's
miss going to
go.
haunted houses with you.
Yeah, we get
Miss
there on
it.
time
I
and
miss
we're first
it.
in line. That's just
Yeah, I
what's
miss
happening.
that.
So we get there, we drive there, we get there. Of course, I get there a little after 4. The damn thing don't start till 7. You start checking in at 6. So I'm like, I'm there. We're gonna get there, check in. We couldn't check in yet, so we went to go eat. Then we came
Okay.
back in line.
What you have to eat? Cause I'm hungry.
We went to Panda Express.
Pan Express.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's so
All
good.
right.
So good. So then we go. We finally get to check in, and then there's like all types of different people, right? So you know me, I'm always so excited to see all types of different people watching the stuff that I love, because I always
Right.
think it's just me, or it's just
Mm-hmm.
Willie, or it's just Gerard, or
Mm-hmm.
Brent. It's just
Yeah.
our family that are so excited about this stuff. So it's so fun to see other people enjoy it like we do. So I see all these different types of people. We get in line. Somebody starts coming around. She's like, what brought you here asking all these questions? And she said,
Mm-hmm.
do you mind if I take your group at the end of the movie and ask them questions? And we said,
Wow.
absolutely. You know me. I was like, let's do this. So
Right.
they did that. They took us into this small little theater. And well, before we got there, we had to give them our phones. So they took our
Mm.
phones, took our phones. So then we went in there. People, you know me too. The people were getting up and down, going to get popcorn shit. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you guys do all that shit before we got into this theater? Sit
Right.
down.
Right.
Let it
Right.
go. Let it start. Like, sit down. Be quiet. So it was probably, I would say maybe 50 people. Maybe. So then
Wow.
half of the theater on top was for the people who made it. So that was all executives and VIPs and stuff. And
Wow.
so like I said, he came out, he talked to us for a little bit, and the movie went. The movie was over, and he said, please fill out your survey. Everyone who we asked to stay, come to the first 2 rows and let's start talking. And so we
Wow.
did. We took up 2 rows, and it was young, older, different ethnicities, and it was amazing. He asked so many questions and went into detail. Okay, well, what do you mean about this? What about this? What do you think about this? I mean, we even had on our survey what we think the movie should be called. And there was like 10 different names. And I was like, yes, it's so exciting.
Was
So
this an original movie? Could you at least say that? Or is it a remake or a sequel to
nope,
something?
it's
Is
an
it fish?
original. It's
It's
an
an
Original.
original.
It's original, guys. It's
Thank God.
original.
It's I'm dead. It's not even that segment yet. Anyways, it's an original, and I
You
can
only know how to
say
think,
it's
huh?
in the paranormal type shit.
What? Wow.
And there was, and
Okay.
I can say there was about one part I disliked. One
Wow.
during the whole movie, of course, I'm like this. because it was eerie. It was good. It was. I liked it. Me and my
So
kids
wait,
liked
did you
it.
tell them like, hey, out of the whole thing, I hate this one part?
Oh yeah, they asked, and I was like, I'm about to tell you
I know you
because
didn't hold back.
yeah, no. So then he was like, when I said it, he was like, I told you at the beginning the effects, some of it's not going to be correct or whatever. Bear with us. And I'm like, well, I'm just telling you, I didn't like that. It didn't look good. Don't make me ruin the movie. Don't ruin the
Wow.
shit. I'm telling you, keep it to the
Go.
original shit, the scary shit. Don't make it funny. Don't do any of that bullshit. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Don't.
Tell them off. Tell them what you
Yeah.
think. Tell them
Yeah,
about it.
that's right.
Send them the
Listen,
bill for the groceries.
I'm not
Send the
gonna
whole
say
time.
nothing, but Gerard put a message in our private chat.
I saw that.
I mean,
He put it, and you know what? Look, I saw it too, and I was like,
hey, we ain't gotta say nothing out loud. You know what it is.
Hold on, I'm writing something.
You guys,
Oh,
I'm not gonna say nothing, but something's coming through the private message chat, and I'm cannot. Oh wow! Wow!
wait a
Wow.
minute.
Is this so? It's based off a true story.
Yes, based off a true story.
Wow!
Oh, I'm so that's a ticket. That's a ticket. I love those.
Yes,
It's always a
and
ticket.
there was a book written about it by this person, and that's why they're making it a movie.
Wow!
And you know what was really good during it? Towards the end, they showed snippets of the original shit, like The Conjuring, like original house, original
Good now.
person. It was good. They did it good. They did. They did.
That if
In
it's
the 70s. It was originally happened in the 70s, so that's what the movie
I'm gonna
looks
do
like.
my
In
research
the
and try to
70s.
look this up and guess.
if it's
But
based on a true story and it's something paranormal, it's fantastic. I think. I mean, it's just interesting to watch because I don't know if
Thank
y'all remember.
you.
I can't even remember the name of the movie, but I believe it was the one based here in like Tennessee. But there was like a guy it involved the Underground Railroad, and he was like taxiderming people, and it was this house that was haunted, and like the little girl
Oh, I know what
connected
you're
with the.
talking about. I can't think of it.
I can't think of it, but it was such a good. It was so neat because it was like taxidermy people, and I believe that's the one that was based here in Tennessee, like an hour from me or something. And
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm gonna go see this house.
y'all got some weird stories and folklore that really would
You-
walk the box. I think I want to start writing and put some stuff up there. We have writers with our team, with Scream Team, and
You-
yeah, I think I want to do something.
When
Oh
you
wait,
were
that's
here,
not
did
it.
you?
That's not it. Sorry, I
When
did something
Okay.
else by accident.
Yeah,
When-
I'm like,
There
that's
you go.
that.
Click on that. Click on that. That's it.
when you were here, did you ever hear the story of the guy went ghost?
Oh, shoo. We got some hints that came
We
in,
have-
and yes, do my research. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's what's interesting is like going to smaller towns or anywhere real and hearing like the ghost stories and stuff like that. Shit
Oh
is
yeah, it's scary.
Like-
That's one of the reasons why I love to travel. And
Mhm.
I've been everywhere. I've been to London and hearing and walking the cobblestones where Jack the Ripper walked. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Mhm.
it's
And-
it's awesome. I like
and-
that type of stuff.
And I think it's interesting when you actually get to talk to some people who actually believed it enough. Like they had situations that happened. Like my
Right.
grandmother was locked in a car garage overnight because the Goblin ghost was outside. Like I swear to God, that's what she
What
was
the
locked
hell?
in this garage with the guy
no.
because there was at a junkyard. He had a bunch of dogs, right? And the dogs start running inside the building and start hiding underneath the cars. He's like, "Oh shoot!" He started shutting the big garage doors and he locks it up. And he's like, "We're staying here." And all they could hear, and he like shut the shutters. All the dogs are whimpering under the cars, and like he's getting his gun out, and they just sat in that thing till all the noise canceled out. Because what had happened is the Godwin ghost was this special needs kid who ran away from home and started living in these caves, right? And at
And they
night
have
he would go.
they have these taverns and like
Mhm.
caves underneath into the sea, especially middle Tennessee. They have these sectors like the land that we were on. There was this big cave in there. But yes, that is true. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Wow.
and he would go there and rip the car seats out where the blood was and lick it up or something like that. You know, eating whatever left over in the cars, licking at the blood. And this was happening multiple times, all the time. Anytime there's blood, or something gross inside that car, it would get torn out. And she stayed. I think she stayed the whole night in that garage, like hiding out. So it's just interesting hearing the stories. And apparently, for years, you could hear screaming and hollering from these caves. Like Tennessee's got some weird ones.
I heard one, and it was like, what the heck?
The fuck?
What was that? It's time for me to go? Okay.
Time for me to go. See ya.
Right. So, you guys, did you guys watch Jeepers Creepers? Because let's just go there. We're talking. First of all, can I ask you a question?
We ain't doing it.
What is, Gerard, what is a spoil alert means to you? What is that?
I mean, I don't think this would be considered a spoiler. I think this would be called justice and saving somebody's time.
But hold on.
Ah.
Ouch.
I mean, look,
what is
we gotta
spoiler
be
alert?
honest.
The meaning of a spoiler alert. What is that? Could you?
I would just say spoiler alert is actually telling you parts of the movie, and we're not doing that.
I think
Saying what our review is.
But
Actually,
gotta get it. What is spoiler alert mean? When someone say spoil alert, what does that mean?
Oh, what do we mean when we say we're about to expose something like the plot of the movie
Okay,
or
yeah.
the
What?
ending?
Okay, what about warning? What is that?
Warning,
See.
don't listen to this, and don't watch this. If you
Okay.
don't wanna watch
What
it.
about sorry? What does that mean to you?
Sorry, you
It
fucked
mean-
it up. Sorry.
What about sorry,
Wait.
not sorry?
Sorry,
What
not
does that
sorry.
mean?
That's what don't. You wasted a lot
Okay,
of my time.
so let me just tell everyone that's listening and that is gonna view this. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, and warning and spoiler alert because we're gonna go in on Deepest Creepers. Let's go. All right. So
I got
I
no.
paid. No, first of all, I want to say this. I paid money
You did.
to watch this.
Wasted
I
that
rented it.
shit.
I had
rented
to
it.
rent it.
Hold on, I rented it for $6.99.
Me
Then
too.
Then they came back to me and said, "Here's $2 back." And I said, "Whoa,
Shut
whoa,
the
whoa!"
fuck up. You are
I
lost.
said, "What? What? No, I'm not lying. I rented for $6.99. They gave me money back and said, "Thank you so much. We're giving you 20% off. Like, here you go, and thank you." And I'm like, "What?" First
They
red
should've
flag.
Red flag.
Red flag.
They should have refunded the whole
That's-
shit.
That's the first one.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh
Can't get
God.
back that time.
So then I watched the movie, eager to see this movie because I was like, "Oh, money back! Thank you so much." So Brent and I watched this movie together, and we were just like, "All right, we're ready to see this." And he's eager because
I'm
he's
disappointed with he.
Yeah.
Because he was looking
So
forward to
we're
that.
watching this, and then the first scene with these two lovely old couples, loved it. It totally gave me the Jeepers Creepers vibe. I was like, yes, here we go. And then all of a sudden, I woke up, and the movie was over, and Brent was like, "Good night," and he left. And I was like,
Wow.
"Wait, what?"
Wow.
Second red flag. So I was like, now I need to watch this again. So when he left, and went back to South Carolina, I said, I'm gonna put this on, I'm gonna watch it. Because maybe I was just tired and it was a lot going on, so I watched it. And then
You
I
want to be
watched
disappointed
it again.
twice.
And then the truck in the first scene where the two lovely old couple comes in. I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, there's this, white guy driving a truck that
Mhm.
we are thinking is Jeepers. But he's not. He's a white guy. And then the old lady turns around and looks at the truck and sees a white guy driving it, but she's scared. Okay? Then when the truck passed them, we see a side profile of this thing right here. Or over there, whatever. That thing. How did that happen? Be eating you. How did that happen? The continuity is different here. Hello. So in the first 15 minutes, you're gonna mess that up?
He already messed it up. That's why you got the $2
You're gonna
back.
mess that up?
You got the $2 back.
Right. when I was watching that scene, I agree. I was sitting here watching. I was like, "That's a man. I can clearly see that's a man."
It's
And
a
I
man.
hope, in their defense, maybe they filmed it like that, so it's giving us hints that this is a clip from a TV show within the movie series.
Oh, it was like a California driver. I was like, that's a California driver right there. And then when he passed him, I'm like, oh, oh no, that's
that grandpa could drift though. He could drift, man.
Then I know, right? He did do that big old clicker. And then they pull out, and then they see him changing the license plate. Okay. Then the old people drive, and they're like, we gotta do our duties of humanity. I mean, that stupid line that, any horror movie gonna have a stupid judgment, stupid situation. We gotta go and make sure that this wasn't. We gotta do our duties as a human being and report it. If something is strange, report it. Me, my black behind is gonna mind my own business and hurry up and get home. But what do you guys think? Tell me your thoughts of this movie, y'all.
Why didn't they go to the police and report it? And instead they're like, let's go investigate. Like, come on. Like, listen, you're at the age where it's not your job to investigate.
It's not your job. Live your life.
Die your last 20 years. You got 20 more years.
Not at the hands of the creeper.
And let me tell you, that creeper doesn't want your old arm, man. He's like, look,
no.
I can't even curl nothing.
You don't nibble your old brain.
This is tough. It's like rubber.
This is why I'm a little bit perturbed, and this is why Brent needs to be on here, because he's a huge lover of this movie.
Actually,
he started cussing at the screen. It was like, "This is dogs."
I mean,
I'm like, "What's going on?" This is stupid. Did you see the Jeep? Go ahead.
If you want to talk about Brent, I mean, this is his reaction right now.
His ass is trouble.
You know that's true. Brent's not here, you guys, because he's probably still sleeping because he was up till 6 a.m. But
and he's gonna take time for this one.
Yeah. We all told him to go to bed, but go ahead.
What's confusing is like the Jeepers is about to wake up. First off, I want to say some good things before I just tear into it. First off, smart. The Jeepers Creepers history is every 23 years he's up for 23 days. They did day one. Smart. That way it's easier to write the story. If you want to make sequels.
Was it day one? Was it day one?
Because he came out and he ate the worms, remember?
Okay, the worms. But the worms eat the dead people. Okay, cool.
So it's day one. But why the fuck was there a throwing star in the tree? Like, he's been gone for 23 years. That throwing star has fallen out or the tree has grown and absorbed it by that point. Like that's dumb. Like, your continuity is so all over the place with this story. He's been asleep for 23 years. There's no reason a throwing star should still be out there unless it's like in the hands of that one guy who collects them. Right? That kind of made somewhat kind of sense.
Okay. Hold on. They showed Jeepers as a kid? As a cocoon baby?
I'm not.
They showed They show too much of the Jeepers.
Oh,
see,
absolutely.
One thing about these predators and these villains is mystery. This film, they showed too much of the Jeepers.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have the budget to do it.
They showed too much. They showed too much of him to the point where he became less and less scary. But go ahead.
Oh, another dumb thing. I agree with you. They showed too much. Absolutely. But, like, what was I going to say? Why the fuck is he like 5'7"?
Oh my God!
Like, what
preach? Where's Brent? Brent, if you watching this, get your butt on the show right now and speak on this, because he totally was like, when I was dozing off, he was hitting me. He's like, what the? Look at Creeper. He's small. What is this giant? Became so little, like he shrunk, and within the 23 days he didn't grow fully into himself. Like, what is going on here? Why is the victim taller than him? Why is he slapping over bodies that are being dragged because he's that small? Why did he go? Okay, you see the scarecrow. The scarecrow's there. The Jeepers never put on jeans. There's jeans on the scarecrow. He grabs he grabs the clothes. I mean, like, come on.
Well, he had pants on already when he got out.
How did he get pants? He's supposed to be butt naked out of a cocoon.
Because the budget didn't have it.
But the wings were
The budget didn't make it good either.
So how do you get pants? Continuity. Okay, so the Jeepers is small. He's little. When he even faced these guys, he's little. What the heck?
They fucked it up.
They
majorly messed us up. If you are watching or listening, please do not
waste $4.99 on that
your
movie.
money on Jeepers Creeper. No, you need to watch it when it comes out, and you have time to just waste.
No.
For real.
Oh, another dumb thing was the fucking this bothered me so much. The event they go to, the horror event, right? It was so dumb. First off, the reason she dressed up, like he didn't dress up and stuff. Then you get to the show and there's like 4 people dressed up, right? And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll forgive that. That's me being nitpicky. But the point for I was disappointed in the whole. I love Jeepers Creepers, and this fucked them up. Like if you look at the event, it's like, are you ready for Horror Fest or whatever the fuck it was? The guy turns around and hit the back of the dates were like June 21st to June 23rd or something like that, and everybody's in fall clothes. Who the fuck wears sweaters in June at night? Like, it's hot, and that's a Midwestern town. It's hot.
Okay, but, right.
Continuity. It's continuity.
Okay, what about this? So, I don't want to lose it. The plot. It sounded like we've seen this before. Going to a festival in the middle of nowhere where a predator is on the loose. Have we not? That's what Hugo Trez was saying. Biting someone's movie and putting it in a movie just because. Influential. Like, why are we doing that again? Like, this is Jeepers Creepers. You have so much you can do. You don't have to go back to no house. You can stay in a barn. You can fly. You can have them. You know what I mean? 1 and 2 was great. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here with this movie? Y'all did not get Creeper. Y'all did. Look, let me tell you, producers, writers, and director, you did not do Creeper justice. Nope. And I'm upset with that because I love Jeepers Creepers.
Even that Voodoo store was a shitty Voodoo store.
Right.
Like, it did not look. Did you notice when she's like, "You're here," and she pointed at the big fucking city on the map, and you're like, when they pulled up, there was nothing around. Like, and you gotta go. Like, what the fuck?
No,
like,
you know what? That reminded me of Tennessee. Going to the Amish, you're here, and we're like, what? But Walmart's down the street, and we turned, and literally, it was off the beacon, no power, Amish, with buggies and a horse, and you're like, I'm back in, you know what I mean? Like time lapse. Time machine happened, and you're still in. Like, I got my phone, but it's Amish. That reminded me of Tennessee. That brought me back. I was like, whoa! I got dizzy when I watched that. It brought me back. But yes, you're right. You're right about that. Okay, what about this baby thing? She has a baby, and these witches are trying to sacrifice a baby. Jeepers Creepers don't need no witch help. He comes in for a purpose. He does what he does, and then he leaves. He doesn't need a coven to help him feast.
I don't know.
Feel like they were crippling him. They handicapped Creeper. What?
I I disagree with you there, but I agree with you and disagree.
He don't need no help.
No, wait. Let me explain. If you read the comic book that goes with the movie series, explain more of his lore. He's worshipped as a god. So this is these local people worshiping. Right. But here's the thing: the people worshiping him should have been older because that was 23
But look
years
at the shrine.
ago.
I know, right? They should be older. But look at the shrine. The shrine had nothing that I could see. Let me. I mean, look. I may need to look at that scene again. But there was nothing in that shrine or that altar of Jeepers. It was voodoo. Pay attention. Voodoo with witches. What the heck? Voodoo with witches, Jeepers Creeper.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a Mayan god or something. I think they said.
Come on now. Come on now. Let's really think about this.
And also with the voodoo set you said, like that's one of my notes is like the whole sets look dumb. Like the house was pretty decent, but at the end of the day, like the voodoo set looked dumb. Even the fucking event, there was like 20 people there at scenes.
Bro, it was too colored. Okay, post-production. Let's talk post-production. You sucked. Now, listen, I am not I'm trying to do my best with this because I love every movie. I love even the classics and the cheap graphics back in the day of the 80s and Killer Clowns. You know what I mean? Because I could tell. And every time when you watch a horror movie, you want realism as best as possible because it makes it look real. This one was so color corrected, so overproduced that the colors look like they performed on a blue screen. Like it was like Avatar type production, which on a low budget. It felt like it was so processed that you look at it like, are they really there? Are they really in the graveyard? Are they really running to that house? Or is it computer generated? Like it was too processed to me, to the point where my visual eyes wasn't in it. I felt like I needed to hop out of it and just like, like I did not like that. Even when you watch Hocus Pocus back in 1983 with Binks the cat, that looked more real than this.
Than that fucking crow.
Come on, people.
What about you, Cat?
2022. What are we doing here?
What about you, Cat? I gotta hear you talk because
I know, Cat. We sit here.
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. Not wasting my fucking 5 minutes of talk of my time. Hell no. Not doing it.
So here is Creeper going to this girl for a baby when he has like people all over. Spoiler. And she's like, take my baby. Have me as this strategic trap.
That is the dumbest trap in God's creation.
I mean, I've seen it before.
Who the
fuck? They're on the roof. Spoiler.
Spoiler. Their plan is this: I'm gonna go out front, show Jeepers my belly button, and then I'm gonna sneak up the stairs and then take a lightning rod and throw it through Jeepers. All right, ready, go. We gonna do it, and they fucking. Like, Jesus Christ, who the fuck wrote this script? Did they sit there and with the guy writing?
No. See, first of all, this is a new director. Hold on, this is a new director. And I was like, wow, is this a new director, new writer? Intern writer?
Their kid? I don't know.
First, no. Let me say my second red flag was the opening credits. Did you see all the production companies? When you see all those production companies, that means there wasn't enough money in the budget, and they had to give people like so many credits to supplement the fact that money's not there, and maybe you can make it on the back end. When I saw all those, I was like, "Damn! How many production companies gonna get the opening credit?" Universal, they're like, Universal Pictures.
Miramax.
Boom, we got this. This is our money, our stuff. Then you got the film person, right? No, you had a laundry list of production companies saying, hey, we did it. And you didn't do it. Who on the team was like, and I think this is probably overproduced. Overproduced.
I don't know who's in charge of lighting. They need to be fired. The lighting and
you know what they should have done? They should have put that shit in the survey, and I would have fucking told them, please don't do that.
Right. I mean, if you want to look at some cool lighting, watch Hellraiser. Yeah. They did that. I had to watch Hellraiser 7 times to get this out my mind. Get out my mind.
Now that's literally one of my notes. Excuse me. I'm dealing with heartburn today. It has been outrageous. Ugh. But that's literally one of the things on my notes is like, who haunted house set decorator did they bring out to do this? Because that's what it felt like, which is fine. I'm glad if it was a haunted house act for people doing it, which is cool. But you got to remember, there's a difference between haunted houses and movies. Because there's a complete difference. Because it felt like it to me. Even one of the sets looked like made out of vacuum forms. The house and I was like, I think I see a line from the vacuum form. I swear to God. Maybe I'm wrong.
And let me tell you, we're not trying to crush the
we are.
Right. But listen, at the end of the day, I support, and I don't want to. I don't. My. Our job isn't to rip people to shred too much. We want to support. We want people to watch. I want to be a great advocate of the horror community. But this one, even the horror community, someone wrote. They said, "Hey guys," they put Jeepers Creepers up, and they said, "Hey guys, I just want to tell you, do not waste your money nor your time on this one." And I went down, and when you in Facebook, and you can see the likes and the comments, people were laughing, and was just the talk in the horror community. This is a group that had 250,000 people in it that was tearing it to shred, and I felt like, thank God I'm not the only one. Now, and someone said, "I love Mr. Creeper," and they really messed this up for me.
What they should have done was they should have took this budget, not pay the rights to have Creeper, take that money and keep it more, and do something original. If this wasn't Creepers and they did A, B, and C differently, it has the basis to be a decent movie, like a witch sacrificing some type of beast, and it wouldn't be so terrible. I think it would still be terrible, but you would have had a little more money to do something else and better effects, and you could have done a lot. It's a terrible movie, okay? So you should have never done it to Jeepers. If you couldn't do it right, you should have never done it at all. This felt like it was a rush. I will say this. One of the coolest still images of Jeepers is actually in this movie, and it's where he's in front of the house. And he's like, ah! And I thought it was neat. But before
you thought that was neat? I was like, a little bit too much dramatic.
I'm going to say that I think it is a cool image, like a screen monitor. But I'm going to say this. This is my closing idea of Jeepers. Mm-hmm. This is what Disney Channel would produce for a Disney Channel horror movie. I felt like that the whole time. I swear to God.
Wow. I feel like Monster High got better credit than this one.
What they're doing horror.
Let me just tell you. All right, guys. I'm just going to say this. Patreon. We are looking for members to sign up. Looking to be a part of a community while getting dish Halloween, horror, and haunt industry happenings. Well, you're in luck. Word on the street is that YupThatsScary now has Patreon, accepting like-minded individuals to engage, participate, and have a little fun within our new horror family. And I think we have Evil Trez as part of our new horror family. I love her. Anyways, get exclusive content, merch, messages from the cast, from us. Be invited to some exclusive members-only events. We have one coming up in March. And notable horror events. Sign up and become a Patreon member today. We need your support. We want to do more of this. We want to watch some things. We want to meet you guys. We want to have our own movie tour where we rent out a movie theater and we watch a movie with you guys, and we can come and meet and talk face to face with you guys. Please, me too, Kat. Please sign up, become a member. Your support is needed, and be a Patreon, be a part of our family. All right, because we want to engage and we want to talk to you guys. So yes, be a Patreon member with YupThatsScary.
Hello, boys and ghouls. Halloween is near, and Manny Velasquez films have many tricks and treats and all kinds of frightful, delightful surprises.
To my surprise,
Enter our Halloween sweepstakes. Text horror to 1-312-409-7992 now and get your free merchandise to the last film, The Last House of Horror. The clock is ticking. Text now.
all to get a jolt from my electrode.
Okay,
Sorry, guys.
so I asked you guys to watch this because internet went crazy, and I was like, you know, let's watch this. Let's watch Dahmer series on Netflix, and let's talk about it. You know, it has been going on. It's been crazy. A lot of people have been talking about it. I want to talk about it. So the Jeffrey Dahmer story was released on Netflix in late September, documenting the story of the convicted serial killer. Since its release, it has become one of Netflix's most watched shows. I know I asked you guys to watch this show. Let's dive in and let's talk about it. Um, Go ahead.
Amazing. It was so well done. That guy looked just like him. And
You did.
as you know, growing up and you hear the stories, you never knew, like, you never dived into all his personal shit like they did here.
Right.
You know, like, especially what caught my attention was when the fucking dad was showing him how to fucking dissect all this shit. And I was like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was so much shit. And I was just like, I never knew any of that. Never knew any of that. I loved it. It was amazing. I thought it was eerie. I liked it. They did a really good job. Absolutely.
I like this one because it first of all, they put out two Jeffrey Dahmer. One was a movie. This is a series. One was Friend of Dahmer. This one is Dahmer.
I like the series better. Sorry.
The series is really cool. They captured the whole life of Dahmer. The movie was more of the turning point of him going to the dark side as a young man. I watched it in the first episode. First of all, I watched the trailer, and the trailer got me. When the neighbor was calling the cops and spoiler, calling the cops and was like, "Yo, there's something happening, and I've been calling you and nagging you guys for so long, and you guys still haven't done anything. What's going on?" Off of that, I was like, I gotta watch this. I gotta see what's going on. And the picture, it was done well. It was well produced, well cast. And even when they would recap things, they did it in such a way and telling his life story, and the events were accurate. I think it was still toned down for TV. Yeah. But oh my gosh! Even when the court case happened, I was like, they really took scenes and were like, we're gonna remount this in such a way. And I love the picture. It was well produced.
You know, it was so eerie, Will. To me, it was eerie because it just showed, like, it showed everything. Like, the spoiler, the part where he is on that guy's chest and he said, "I just want to listen to your heartbeat," because he wanted to eat it. That scared the shit out of me because I was like,
there's this fascination of people that is out there that want to know what's inside of a body, what's inside of a soul. You know what I mean? And I think he was one of them that acted upon that, you know?
Yes.
Unfortunately, it was, people had, their lives were taken, from it. But, like, this is such a real serial killer, that, now we're fascinated to see what was going on with his head. Why would he go to that extent for pleasure? Like, you know what I mean? Why not just have sex with the dudes and then be done? No, you want to get inside of them, you want to eat them, you want to taste their booty.
But you know what, Will? You know what? Honestly, during watching it, it takes you back to people who are addicted to things, right? People are
Yes.
addicted to alcohol, drugs, pills, whatever it is, because they get that rush, right? And I'm
Hmm.
like, holy shit, I never realized that that goes for everything in fucking life. And look at that. He just needed it.
Right.
That's what he wanted. That's scary to me. Like, because there's so many people out there like that we just don't hear about.
Yeah, we don't know. It could be your next door neighbor.
Hmm. Don't say that shit.
What do you think, Gerard?
Fuck y'all for making me watch this. I'm just gonna be honest. God.
Fuck you up.
Okay, when I want to put my best foot forward. So not only did I watch this series, first off, I didn't sleep the night I watched. I got off of work. I'm like, I'm gonna put the first episode on. Let me fall asleep to this. I get off at 7 a.m. Well, I watched the whole series, then went straight to work. No sleep. And then I came home and I went to sleep. Now I started watching the Lost Tapes. This is demented and disgusting what this man did. And I don't know. I don't know if they ever could have found him, but if they could have found him, I'm not going to. It's disgusting at what happened, and yet at the same time, it's intriguing learning about what's going on in people's head, what's going to happen. And I'm calling it now. They're going to do this with John Wayne Gacy. They gave you a clip of it. They're going to do John Wayne Gacy the same way.
Well, here's the thing: is we've been seeing these documentaries and these true crimes be just really fascinated and popular amongst our people, and it kind of then starts to wonder: are we glorifying?
Yeah,
serial killers?
Is this a good
I mean, if you go to Netflix right now and just look at any documentary, you're going to see a lot of people who had weird, fascinating,
Fascination,
hobbies, and stuff,
fetishes. Yeah.
fetishes, act upon it, and then they talk about them constantly, and they're the most rated documentaries. Then you got the remounts and the let's make it into a movie or a series like Dahmer, and you're like, why are we pumping this out? Because we want
And I don't think it's glorifying at all, because just think about all the shit we haven't heard. Think about all the stuff that happens in the world that we just are not privy to. We don't hear about it. And I don't think it's glorifying. I think it's showing the mind of someone, and that's fucking scary, because it could be anyone.
But how many Dahmers do we have out there? There's
I don't
a lot.
even know.
There's well, no, I'm not saying people. I'm saying movies and TV shows and documentaries. There's a lot. There's a lot, and I'm sitting here saying, okay, I want to see some fiction because
you know what? No, you know what's funny too. One of my kids went on a trip with a family up to San Francisco, and when they came back, they said there's a killer in Stockton, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Now they're calling him a serial killer because he is just going and shooting people, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So after hearing that, I saw it on the fucking news. Yes, they have not caught him yet, and he is
like
just
DC Sniper.
killing. Yeah.
No, not DC
no, not like that. No, but I'm like,
but
how scary.
Right, but let me say this: California had the most serial killers.
What does that tell you?
Especially in the 70s and 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We had the most. I said we because I just lived in California.
There, yeah.
We had the most serial killers.
Right.
And it was crazy because then the killings started start leaving the houses and start being dumped on the freeway. You guys understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And so we gotta, this is just crazy. Yeah. It's crazy for me. And you gotta be prayed up. You gotta make sure you have good people in your surroundings, because there are people out there that is like that. And I don't know. I working with Rob Zombie and Steve Koppelman and developing Rob Zombie Great American Nightmare and doing House of a Thousand Corpses and dealing with these serial killers. I had to research them. You know what I mean? And there's a time during the pressure of getting an event together, I lost sleep trying to get in these serial killers' head and to emote emotion and act from actors to become these these real people. And you lose sleep a little bit about it because you in the back of your mind you start wondering, out of all these actors, who, because there's some crazies in the haunted house world, who will act on a behavior like this and become a serial killer?
Right.
I mean,
think about
it's
that.
gonna be real. It's gonna be real.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm not going to stay much on this topic. I'm going to move on, but
Yeah.
I want to say this, you
Ugh.
guys. I want to say this. I just thought this was so funny. So the internet went crazy, and I went crazy with it. Me, when I fix my kids something to eat and they don't want it, I say, eat it.
Fucking eat
When that
it.
scene happened, I was like, "Girl, don't you eat that sandwich? You got there's something inside it." Spoiler alert. But if you know the story, you know that happened.
Right.
But what about this, guys?
What did they
What
find?
did they
Jeffrey
find in Jeffrey Dahmer's shower?
Shut
Heading
the fuck. That was
forward.
a good one.
I
What
can't
about
believe
this
how
one?
They're
much.
all dead. This is
Jeffrey Dahmer dumping his last boyfriend.
Ew.
Ah!
I can't believe how much an actor looks like him.
Right?
Yeah, me either. But that was a good one. What about this one? I don't think
know.
there's actually 5 guys in this.
Shut the fuck. Wow.
That's my little Jeffrey.
And you
Jeffrey
know what?
Dahmer.
I keep seeing people posting random pics of people out of different places and going, look, Jeffrey Dahmer. People who look
Yes.
I've seen
Yes.
that all
Even
over
to
the
the point where
internet.
they're like trying to auction off his glasses for $250,000. What the heck? That's